Hello everybody! Today's video we are going to be talking about Lindy, and we have today her first evaluation for autism. Now today, from what I've gathered, from what they've told me, it is a phone call interview, FaceTime interview, I think, where they're going to ask me a million questions about Lindy. It's going to take about 2 hours. I have no idea what this is like. I've never done one like this before, even though I do have an autistic son. In New York, it was very different. It was kind of one day that we did it, and it was like a 3-hour appointment maybe. So this is different how it works. So they'll have this appointment, and then next week Lindy will go in person, and then the week after that they'll do another phone call interview with me, and then I think we'll get the results, I think. So we're breaking it up into parts because it's different. So I want to show you what the Colorado experience is for an autism evaluation, because yeah, it's different. So pretty soon I'm gonna get on the phone and do all that, and then I'm gonna come back and update you on everything that we talked about. So stay tuned for that. And before the call, I wanted to just do a little background on Lindy. If you are new here, Lindy is 3 years old. She was diagnosed a few months ago with apraxia of speech. She only has 3 words right now. She has a communication device. She is in OT, PT, and speech right now. And another part of the story is that I have 6 children. I have 2 twin boys who have disabilities, an Angelman syndrome son and an autism son. So this evaluation is one to make sure we're not missing anything. We need to get her all the help we can get as soon as possible. She's 3. Earlier the better, in my opinion. If she's on the spectrum at all. And another thing is it looks like, you know, Angelman syndrome is a genetic abnormality, and autism, we've recently found out it's possibly a genetic abnormality from us. We have not gotten the whole details yet through our neurologist. Sorry, my phone keeps binging. And then we found out our oldest daughter, who has CRMO, chromo, that is a rare autoimmune disease, and that is genetics too. So we just have to double check everything. And we are going to do genetics with her. I'm not sure when, but it definitely is on the to-do list. But I want to do a little background really quick of our history if you are new here to know what's happening. I just got the phone with the children's hospital that we were working with for the autism evaluation. If you don't know, we live in Colorado. If I didn't say, I think I did say in the beginning, and we're going to the children's hospital here. So this appointment, it was one doctor. She thinks she's a therapist, so yeah. And we went through all of Lindy's history, kind of like what we did in the beginning, which I don't think I said this either. When we first got signed up or referred to them, and then we got our appointment set up, we had to do I don't even know, 70 pages of information on Lindy. It's a huge assessment. So it was kind of the same questions that we went over, but a little bit smaller. The appointment only took an hour. They did say a lot 2 hours, but it was 1 hour, so that was really good. We've talked a lot about behaviors. Lindy has struggled recently with behaviors, and you know, we talked a lot about, could it be the apraxia of speech, could it be autism? We don't know. We got the communication device for Lindy, and it has helped a little bit, but recently it has not been helping. I know we only had it a little bit of time, but we're still struggling with her emotions. She gets so frustrated. Sometimes we don't know what's going on. Sometimes she's just melting down and we can't help her. We have to kind of let her cry it out until we can get her calmed down, because we can't reason with her. And that to me reminds me so much of my son Sawyer, who has autism, where you just can't reason with them. And I remember him a lot at this age, having the same kind of feelings. You just could not help him. I couldn't help him, and I sometimes I can't help her. We talked about sensory stuff, stemming. I did bring up that Lindy did have some form of hair twirling. She did a ton of that a couple months ago, and she stopped. But she did a ton between like New York and here, where I had to cut the hair because it would get so knotted. But recently she stopped. So I don't know, but they talked about past and present stems. I don't see anything super stemmy with her now, but it's definitely something that could develop. I don't know. She's definitely not like Sawyer. Sawyer's tons of stems. They're very evident. Hers could be mild. So I don't know. We talked about eating, and we talked about eye contact. We talked about socializing with others. And Lindy will socialize with her siblings, not so much with other people. So we talked about like how, is that autism? Is it just a 3-year-old thing? Again, like they can't do the full assessment until they see her. But I would say like when we go to like a play place or a park, she definitely doesn't interact with other kids very, very much. She really stays on her own path, which isn't totally typical, but I don't know, you know? She's 3, so she's still so young. We did talk about our family history, about Angelman syndrome, autism, our genetic abnormalities, so all the things that are going on, and that, you know, we're really doing this to double check. We don't want to miss anything, so she stays in the therapy, so she gets everything that she needs. We get her in the right schools. We want to help her. We did talk about apraxia of speech and how that can look kind of like sort of autism because the speech is so, you know, lacking. And that, you know, that could be it could just be apraxia of speech, what we're seeing, and the frustrations, what we're seeing, and the sadness and the frustration. And I totally understand that, like, that could just be it. It could just be that she's can't talk and she gets super upset. We talk about her like obsessive playing with like little people. Like she loves playing with little people. She lives for it, to a point where, you know, she'll carry around a little doll with her all day long, which I don't know is super typical or not. I don't remember any of my daughters doing that. I remember Harrison really loved cars and he would have cars with him all the time. So again, like, it's really hard. I don't want her to be autistic. I just don't want to miss anything. So I'm just giving this therapist all the information so she can tell me or not. We talked about potty training and I told her that she's fully potty trained. And again, like, that's amazing, you know, like that's definitely not what we're dealing with Sawyer right now, who's not potty trained. So she's definitely on the higher end of this. Like she's very functioning. And we talked about comprehension and how she comprehends things. And I said, she understands everything I'm saying. If I ask her to put something on the table, she'll put it on the table. But if I ask her to do something new, I don't know. Like she was asking, like, so if you asked her to put something like upstairs in a closet, would she know where that is? And I was like, I don't know. She might make it up the stairs and get lost. But again, like, that could be normal too. No, sorry, typical. Please understand. I'm not trying to, yeah, you guys get it. Typical. So it's just, it's hard. This whole thing is hard. I walked into Sawyer's evaluation knowing I was walking out with an autism evaluation. I'm walking into this one, literally no idea. I know that some of our therapists in home do not see autism at all. I know that the one speech therapist we saw at the other clinic we went to, trying to get her diagnosed with apraxia, she thought maybe she was on the spectrum. So that's kind of how this whole ball started happening when she brought it up, and I was like, okay, well, let's get it checked off the list, because I don't want to miss anything. Because I remember that one of her things she said was really unique was that you had to prompt her to speak. Like, I have to, but like that's apraxia too. So it's really hard. Like, I have to be like, you know, say ball. Like, she doesn't naturally, she can't say ball. She could go blah, blah. Because of her apraxia, she has no way to form the words. If you don't know what apraxia is, I'm sorry I'm so late in this. It's getting the words to here to the mouth, and she can't form the words. It's just not there. So the plan is next week we will go into a 2-hour appointment. We'll see a speech therapist, we will see the therapist, and it's all going to be play-based. It's all going to be just the whole thing of having fun, and she'll just be having a ball, but the whole time they will be evaluating her. And what she said, the evaluation will be mostly not needing speech. So that's really great, you know, because most, I think, autistic children at this age, most, not saying all, have lack of speech at this age. So yeah, but at the end she did say, that was, I think, you know, fascinating, that girls tend to, at this age, or in all ages who have autism, don't show the typical traits of autism at this age. They have already learned how to mask. So it's very possible that she has just gotten so good at masking, so good at acclimating, that she has figured a way out to cope. Kind of like how Sawyer scripts. You know, if I say, Sawyer, did you have a good day at school? He'll say, okay. Because he knows I want to hear some kind of response from him. Even though it's completely maybe not right, he tries. She, I don't know, has figured, maybe has figured out a way to acclimate better, even though she's had to mask. Like I think about like Stephanie from Landing Crew. She's autistic. I would have never guessed that woman was autistic, ever. She didn't really have the traits, in my opinion, because she's not like my boy, you know, to me, you know, like, cause I don't know, you know what I mean? So Lindy could have it. Do you see what I'm saying? It's so hard. It is so hard. So I'm anxious and nervous how this is gonna go. I'll tell you a little bit my fears, just because I feel like this is, you know, how I'm a mom, and I want to just say how I'm feeling and fears and all the things. My biggest fear is that they'll say she doesn't have autism because she's so functioning, and then 5 years down the road she will have autism because they just didn't catch it because she's so good at acclimating with the world. But again, like, we'll just get her retested. I don't know. I don't know. So you get it. So what will happen is we'll do the visit next week, and then we'll do another visit, I believe. And that's when we'll get the results. So yeah, we got a few more weeks till we know. But I hope this helps. I hope I was rambling on and confusing everybody. I'm really trying to make this clear so you understand what this is like. Because it's hard. This autism evaluation is very, very hard and emotional. So yes, and sorry I'm a little hoarse, getting over a cold. All right, we'll see you next time, guys. Don't forget, guys, you are wonderful.